Good morning, everybody. So what we've been discussing on for Social Security disability is a number of topics, but today what we're going to be discussing is something that many clients that come to me want to know whether or not they can still work and be on disability or still work and still qualify for disability. And that's always a really good question, actually. So first and foremost, to determine whether or not you can work on disability is you have to know whether or not you qualify for either SSDI or SSI. And you can still qualify for one and still get the other, but SSDI is the disability insurance. Okay, that's what you pay through your FICA taxes. That's what you work when you're working. Those are the taxes that are taken out of your paycheck. Okay. Now, if you're making under $733 a month with SSDI, you did qualify for SSDI, and you can still qualify financially for SSI. Then SSI is the supplement. It would come in and bring you to a grand total of $733 a month. So that's when the two are combined. But for now, let's just separate them because it's easier for everybody to understand. SSDI is Social Security Disability Insurance. Again, that's what you've been paying into the system. Now, in order for you to qualify for SSDI, you have to go through the 5-step process, the one that we've always been discussing time and time again. You're not working above what's called substantial gainful activity levels. Your condition is severe. It may or may not meet a medical listing that Social Security has put out for your disability. You can't do work you've done in the past, and you can't do some other type of work. Each and every time somebody looks at your case, they're going to be going through this 5-step process. Okay, so what we're basically talking about is step one. And step one is whether or not you're engaging in substantial gainful activity. Well, substantial gainful activity is a term of art within the Social Security Administration, and what it means is that your work must be both substantial and gainful. Okay, so substantial means that you're actually working. It's just what it means, that you're doing work that either taxes the body physically or mentally. That's substantial work. You're not just a vegetable sitting in a corner getting a paycheck, okay? Gainful activity means that you're making it at least or above $1,130 a month gross. So a lot of people get confused. They think, well, since I have child support coming out, since I have my taxes and everything else, I'm netting under $1,130 a month. Well, I'm sorry, you're making substantial gainful activity, and you failed step one, and you can't move forward in the disability process until you get that fixed. So getting back to the question, can I work? Well, yes, you can, as long as you're not engaging in substantial gainful activity. So let's say you're earning $800 a month working part-time gross. Then you can still file for disability and still move on to step one. Past step one, move on to step two. Now, obviously, when somebody is looking at your case, if you're not working, that does make for a better argument that you're disabled. But I've had lots of people that have been approved for disability benefits and are working. So, and by the way, that $1,130 is for a non-blind person. If you're blind, the amount goes up around $700, $600 something a month. So if you are blind, you can earn actually more money and not be engaging in substantial gainful activity. Okay, so the answer to your questions is that you can work. You can actually work and file for disability. You just need to keep it under a certain amount. Okay. That's under Social Security Disability Insurance. That's SSDI, okay? The next thing we want to talk about is SSI. That's the Supplemental Security Income. Now, SSI is essentially welfare. Now, going back to SSDI, if you want to know which one you qualify, go up to your Social Security office and get a copy of your work history, and see if you have enough work credits. Because in order to qualify for SSDI, you've got to have sufficient amount of work credits. You've got to work a certain number of quarters and made a certain amount of dollars each quarter and a total for the year to earn work credits. And the work credits are actually pretty small. So even working part-time would earn a work credit each quarter. So, okay. Given that you say, okay, I've been a housewife for the past 25 years, okay, that's a bad example because you'd have spousal issues there. You'd have spousal support or spousal retirement probably by then. But let's say you've been a housewife for 12 years and you haven't worked, and you don't have a sufficient amount of work credits. You're no longer married. You need to file for disability. Okay, so SSI is the same on step one, that you're not engaging in substantial gainful activity. Okay, so that's the same thing, but that's part of the disability process. You're still going through the 5-step process. However, it's different. And it's different because the rules are different on the financial side for SSI. So if you know you don't qualify for SSDI, you don't have enough work credits that you're going to have to qualify for SSI, then you're going to have to look at your financial situation. And you cannot be earning more than $733 a month. You cannot have a household income of more than $1,100 a month, and you can't have more than $2,000 in assets. And by the way, cash is an asset. So cash, 2 cars, 1 car is going to be exempt, things like that. An excessive amount of jewelry, a wedding ring, things like that are exempt as well. Now, SSI starts getting really technical because especially if you are married and you're trying to qualify for SSI, then you have other issues too if you have children. Because children, even though you have over a certain household income amount, $1,100, if you have, say, for example, 2 children, then you get a $300 and some odd credit that comes off that amount that can get you under the household income. I know it gets real confusing, and financially, SSI can be extremely confusing. Okay, suffice it to say that if you can only apply for SSI, look at your work situation. If you are working, you need to get it down below that threshold amount. Okay, if you do have a spouse that's working, look at your overall household income, because again, essentially, SSI is welfare. And so if you're going to receive welfare from the government because you didn't earn it through work credits, it's not like an insurance program through SSDI, then you're going to only be able to make a certain amount of money and then still qualify for SSI. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, you can always give me a call at the office, 888-780-9125. Take care.